C.2, use JavaBeans to store structured data. Here you can see the main reason we need to use JavaBean here and also in the general Java web applications, store structured data. All right, so let me explain that part first. We know most of the time when we send data, we need to use some structure, right? So data has its internal structure. We need to keep that. We need to carry our data maintaining that structure. So what kind of structure? For example, for each person, you need to maintain the first name, last name, email, personal information. Yeah. But then you need to separate person by person. Yeah. Here, math problem. In this project, we need to send data by, in the form of math questions. Yeah. For each math question, we have some properties. Yeah. All right. Each question, there is an ID, unique ID number, yeah, PID, here we call it PID. After that, content of the question, yeah. And there is another one called order number. Order number, also we want to associate with each question. Yeah. In that way, we need to, how do we maintain that kind of structure? JavaBean. But first, I like to quickly explain the JavaBean concept. Yeah. All right. If you are not familiar with this concept, JavaBean concept, first, it is a regular Java class. All right, yeah. But this class has some special structure, the typical special structure. Yeah. All right. First, because think about the goal, we want to store structured data. Store data. Where to store data, right? For the first question, where to store data, right? Yeah. Answer, question. Answer in a set of properties. JavaBean properties. So what are the properties? not something fancy. Properties, just instance variables. Instance variables. For each Java class, we can define certain number of instance variables. But when we use JavaBean, we want to call those instance variables some special terminology, properties. Yeah. Because later, when we do, when we talk about JavaBean concept, so we usually use properties. Yeah. All right. But the instance variable property, that's the data part, right? Then, after that, you need to access data. How to access data, right? You need to build your JavaBean that supports data access. How? Read and write, right? Yeah. How do you access? Usually the access operations, two types of operation. Read operation and a write operation. For read operation, read the get data from the properties. So we use getters. We call the special methods, we call the getters. Yeah. So what is a getter? Get property name. For example, suppose you want to get first name. Get first name. Get first name. All right? Yeah. Because when you call in that way, people can use those methods easily. Yeah. Then write data. You want to change, you want to, put a new data. How to do it? Set data, set property, set first name. So we call it setters. So here you have the concept, getters and setters. Yeah. Then you have a normal JavaBean class. Normal JavaBean class, typical JavaBean class. All right, but for more knowledge explanation for JavaBean basic theory, in part B of module 3, we will do that. Part B, okay? Part A, we do JDBC, example, animal survey. Yeah. Here, let me just give you that information. All right, so module 3, all right, yeah. Part A, I will do later, yeah. Okay. JDBC, for example, animal survey. All right, yeah. Part B, I explain the whole JavaBean theory, and we use the guest book. Remember, we did another example called a guest book example. All right, yeah. All right, so here for our JavaBean, yeah, before we go to Eclipse to work on it. So let me look at our instruction part. Instruction step 2, develop a JavaBean for each math problem. All right. What do? We just create a Java class called problem. Definitely we need to put in a package. Yeah. We need to make some, simple package name for it. Yeah. Here, let's call it edu.umsl.math. How about that? .beans. How about that? All right, yeah. Then after we create that package, then the class, then we need to copy paste these 3 properties. Yeah. After that, we generate setters, getters using some Eclipse tool or wizard, whatever you like to call it. Yeah. Yeah. Because we may not like to manually type it, although it's pretty simple, manually type these methods. But if we use the tool to generate very fast, and usually, we can avoid some typos. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now, let me go to the Eclipse to do the coding part. Yeah. All right. Let me bring up the Eclipse. All right, so let's start from the very beginning. Yeah. File, new, So we create a dynamic web project. All right. The project name, let me call it, because I did it in class. So here I need to use a different name. Project 1 sample. Here in my side, I call it sample 2. How about that? So your side, so that's your project 1. Okay. Although you can do practice, so you make your decision. Yeah. But basically, eventually, you will get your project 1. All right, following my video instructions. Yeah. All right, so here, when I create it, make sure select the Apache Tomcat older than version 10. Yeah. Version 10, if you don't mind, you can change the package name. Remember, we talked about that from JavaX to Jakarta. Yeah, if you don't mind doing that part, then you're fine. Yeah. So you can. But in order to avoid that kind of hassle, I recommend we installed version 8 or version 9. Yeah, just older than version 10. It should be fine. Yeah. All right. Yeah. After that, next, yeah, this window, we want to generate deployment descriptor, web.xml. All right, for that welcome page, only welcome page. Some students, so they may also configure servlet in that way. Yeah. So last time I saw one student. That student, when he used the Eclipse to create a servlet, then the servlet configuration is written to the web.xml automatically. So that's another possibility. Yeah, but here, for most of us, we don't worry about that part because we use the annotation way to do servlet configuration. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Here, let us finish. Click the finish button. So the project is created. Yeah. Sample 2. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's the project structure. All right. Before we work on the coding part, so let me do one thing I left from step 1. Remember the step 1, we need to prepare database driver, JDBC database driver, the jar file. But at that time, we couldn't do it because we didn't create a project. So we leave that step here. Let us do that. Here, I just go to my animal survey project because I know I have a copy of the library file. This one, MySQL connector, this one. I just copy it. Control C, then here, Control V. All right, yeah. All right, so I copy the driver successfully. Yeah. So let me close the old project. Now we can work on the project 1 sample 2. All right. Because we need to work on the Java code here. Yeah. So that's the node source, Java source node we need to use. Yeah. Let us create a package first. Right-click this node, new, and package. Let us type the package name edu.umsl.math.beans. Yeah, that's the full name of the package. Finish. Yep. An empty package is created. Now let us create our JavaBean class problem there. Yep. Right click the node, new Java class. In this class, the class name problem. Do not type it wrong in the class. I typed the LE, change the order, so I got a lot of problems. So later when I fix it, I waste several minutes. Yeah. All right, so let us be careful here. Problem. Yeah, the spelling. Finish. Yeah. So we do not need to select other things, just finish it. All right. So we have an empty class. Next, copy paste the 3 properties from our instruction file. Here, these 3 properties. Copy, paste here. All right, yeah. Save. All right, so next step. Generate getters and setters using some Eclipse wizard. Right click, yeah. Source, look at the source menu item. Generate getters and setters. Select it. Yeah, this window pop up. All right, select all the properties here. Then we click the generate button. Yep, see? All these setters, getters generated automatically. And save. Yep. JavaBean creation part is done. Yep, that's simple. That's simple. All right. Okay. Yeah. Then that's the step number 2. Yeah. So we complete step number 2. Yeah. All right. So let us stop right here.